Hi, I'm Elly. Today I'm going to read you a story called Feelings. Are you ready to listen? Okay, I'm going to read you the story. Feelings. Chapter 1. Miss Horsewood takes control. Okay, everyone, settle down, Miss Horsewood boomed. She clapped her hands high above her head. This made her underwears wobble. Beatrice and Brooke giggled. Horsewood was a small woman, but she had a very big voice. Her long ponytail swished about like she was chasing away flies. Miss Fazio is away this morning, she explained, so I shall be teaching you. Miss Horsewood's ponytail swished sharply. Nelson ducked out of the way just in time. Miss, I need to go to the toilet, said Bruno. Not now, Bruno, sighed Miss Horsewood. Back to her seat, but I back, boomed Miss Horsewood. I saw you go to the toilet 5 minutes before the bell went. Bruno flopped into his seat. Miss Horsewood walked around the classroom. Her ponytail swished and swished about when she walked. Miles, sit in the seat properly. Ruby, put your pencil down. Ming, put that book away. Rahib and Leon, stop talking. Heaney, eyes to me. Brooke and Beatrice, stop giggling or I will separate you. Holly, put whatever you are chewing in the bin. And Nelson, Miss Horsewood run to face him. Stop pulling faces right now. Everyone did as they were told, even Nelson. Chapter 2. Ew! Thank you, class, and Miss Horsewood smiled. Miss Fazio have left us an interesting task this morning. We have gone into writing poems about our feelings. The whole class groaned. Nelson rolled his eyes. Beatrice and Brooke giggled. Ruby went, ew! Bruno put up his knife. No, Bruno, you may not go to the toilet, said Miss Horsewood. Bruno put his hands down. Leon poked Rahib and pointed at Holly. Holly was smiling. Leon poked Nelson and pointed at Holly. Holly saw Leon, Rahib, and Nelson started staring at her and stopped smiling. Right, continue Miss Horsewood. I would like to make a feeling just like when you feel, looks, smells, or like sounds to me. She looked out at the class and blank faces. Does anyone have a feel they would like to write about? Everyone sat still, but not saying a word. Finally, Bruno put up his hand. Yes, Bruno, as Miss Horsewood loves, said Bruno. Beatrice and Brooke giggled. Miss Fazio glared at them. They stopped. The love is wonderful to write a poem about, Bruno. What does it? What does? You're going to. It's fuzzy and cuddly, said Holly. It's red like cherries, said Rahib. It tells like all the good things that you've done coming back to you. Very good, gushed Miss Horsewood. Now I want you to all try to writing a poem. Now a whole class of bottoms shift their seats. Think deeply about your feelings. Don't write your name on your poem, and when you're done, just drop it into the box on my desk. And we will read them all without knowing who wrote each one. Chapter 3. Nelson's Volcano. Is there a problem, Nelson? Asked Miss Horsewood. No, said Nelson casually. And why aren't you working on your poem? Because my feelings don't take orders, explained Nelson. They don't like poetry. Do your feelings like dictation? Asked Miss Horson. Nelson picked up his pencil and started at his blank piece of paper. One by one, each student placed writing and folded their poems inside. Leon read a poem about feeling yellow. Bruno read a poem about feeling nervous. Nelson, can you read the poem you have? Asked Miss Horsewood. Nelson shuffled to the front of the class. He tried not to look excited by the poem he had picked from the box. This poem is about feeling alone, Nelson began. Alone looks like space. It smells like yesterday. It feels quiet and peacefully. I feel like I am floating and free. Bravo! Cried Miss Horsewood, clapping and making her underarms wobbly. Holly smiled proudly. Nelson laughed and looked at her as he said, Holly, can you read your poems for me? Asked Miss Horsewood. Nelson noticed that Holly had been smiling up as she unrolled the poem she had picked. No, replied Holly flatly. I got a poem about nothing. Nothing can be a feeling, said Nelson. open. Maybe you don't have feelings, said Holly. Yes, I do, said Nelson, feeling hurt. I love loads. Doesn't look like it, said Holly. I've got a piece of paper that I know is yours. It has nothing, not a zip, zero, glitch on it, no word for feeling. I feel angry, squashed, crowded, not listen to be bailed, and bored, jumpy, and I feel everything. Chapter 4, Not So Alone. After lunch, Miss Fazio returned. No one said a word about feelings. No one said a word about feelings. Everyone did mass except Nelson. Miss Horswood spent the afternoon sitting with them together. They wrote poems about Nelson's many feelings. Nelson even wrote a poem to Holly. Well, sometimes if someone says you to write a poem, you don't have anything you think of. Again, this is the end of the story, and thank you for listening to my story. Bye.